live.
हिमालयं समारभ्य यावत्तिन्दुसरोवरम् तं देवनिर्मितं देशं हिन्दुस्तानं प्रचक्षते. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. A very good morning to all of you. May your day begin well and even end better. A warm welcome to all our dear viewers and to also our Day 9 Students Patriotic Program as a part of MyBHARAT Campaign 2023 on the occasion of 76th year of Indian independence. Leaders are not born, they are made. Just like a pawn in the chess can become a queen, every human being has a potential to become a leader. In view of creating responsible leaders in various fields, Disha Bharat, an NGO since 2005, conducts workshops on the theme Manifest the Leader in You. Uniqueness of this workshop is the methodology in modern and ideology is ancient Indian. These workshops are intended to enrich the participants with strong values and develop necessary skills to emerge as leaders who can make a positive difference to our nation. To talk about prominent women freedom fighters, we have Manasa Sriram from PSG Medical College, Coimbatore. Pursuing her MBBS, she's going to speak about Madam Bikaji Kama, who is also known as the mother of Indian Revolution. And she was also the first person to hoist the Indian flag in foreign land on 22nd August 1907. Talking more about Manasa, she has passed her 12th grade from PS Senior Secondary School with 98.4%. Emerging as the school topper, she is an avid reader and an enthusiastic speaker. She updates herself on popular books, movies, and TV shows. So over to you, Manasa.
Hello, I'm Manasa Sriram, and on this Independence Day, I would like to talk about the mother of Indian revolutionaries, Bikaji Kama. Bikaji Rustam Kama, or Madam Kama, was born on 24th September 1861 in Mumbai in a large, affluent Parsi Zoroastrian family. Her parents, Sorabji Patel and Jaji Bai Sorabji Patel, were well known in the city, where her father Sorabji, a lawyer by training and a merchant by profession, was an influential member of the Parsi community. Like many Parsi girls of the time, Bikaji attended Alexandra Girls English Institution and was by all accounts a diligent, disciplined child with a flair for languages. On 3rd August 1885, she married Rustam Kama, who was the son of K.R. Kama. Her husband was a wealthy lawyer who admired the British and loved their culture as well. But all Bikaji Kama saw in the British was their ruthless exploitation of Indians. In October 1896, the Bombay Presidency was first hit by famine and shortly thereafter by bubonic plague. Bikaji joined one of the many teams working out of the Grant Medical College in an effort to provide care for the afflicted and to inoculate the healthy. She would serve people wearing a bland white apron, giving up all the luxuries of the lifestyles she was used to. Kama subsequently was contracted by the plague herself but survived. As she was severely weakened, she was sent to Britain for medical care in 1902. She was preparing to return to India in 1904 when she came in contact with Shyamji Krishna Varma, who was well known in the London's Indian community for his fierce nationalist speeches in Hyde Park. Through him, she met Dadabhai Naoroji, then president of the British Committee of the Indian National Congress, for whom she came to work as private secretary. Together with Naroji and Singh Revabai Rana, Kama supported the founding of Burma's Indian Rule Society in February 1905. In London, the British authorities told her that they would not let her return to India if she did not stop her anti British activities, so she continued to stay in Britain. In the same year, Kama relocated to Paris, where together with S.R. Rana and Munshir Shah Godrej, she co-founded the Paris Indian Society, which was a nationalist organization and a safe haven for Indian revolutionaries fleeing England. Together with other notable members of the movement for Indian sovereignty living in exile, Kama wrote, published, and distributed revolutionary literature for the movement, including the paper Bande Mataram, founded in response to the Crown's ban on Vande Mataram poem, and later another paper called Madan's Talwar, which was in response to the execution of Madan Lal Dhingra. These weeklies were smuggled into India through the French colonies in Pondicherry. In 1907, there emerged news that the International Socialist Congress was to be held at Stuttgart, Germany from 18th to 24th August. Nearly 900 delegates from across the world were expected to participate and discuss matters related to colonialism, militarism, immigration, and women's suffrage. It was decided that Madam Bikaji Kama and Sardar Singh Rana would attend the Congress as Indian delegates. Savarkar, Kama, and Shyamji Krishna Varma designed what was to become one of the earliest flags conceptualized for a free India. This flag's upper green strip had 8 lotus flowers to represent the 8 Indian provinces of pre-independence period, and the flag name Sapta Rishi represented the 7 sages of ancient India. The middle strip was saffron in color and had Vande Mataram written in Devanagari script. The bottom strip was red in color and had a rising sun on the left and a crescent moon on the right, representing the major religious communities in India. Kama's flag would later serve as one of the first templates from which the current national flag of India is created. The British Labour leader James Ramsay MacDonald, who later went on to become the Prime Minister, tried his best to scuttle the invitation to Madam Kama and Rana as delegates. But the Indians were supported by Marxist Labour leaders, German leaders, and H.M. Hindman, who was the British representative to the Social Democratic Federation. Madam Bikaji Kama made history at the Congress by proudly unfurling the Indian flag of independence on 18th August 1907, overcoming all odds in opposition. She thundered with pride amid a protest walkout by Ramsay MacDonald. In her speech, she said, "This flag is of Indian independence. Behold, it is born. It is already sanctified by the blood of martyred Indian youth. I call upon you, gentlemen, to rise and salute the flag of Indian independence. In the name of this flag, I appeal to lovers of freedom all over the world to cooperate with this flag in freeing 1/5 of the human race." Madam Kama's speech was widely appreciated by the delegates and she was hailed as India's Joan of Arc. A few months after Socialist Congress, Bikaji Kama made a whirlwind tour in America to spread the propaganda and enlist support for Indian freedom. She was widely interviewed by the American press. In one such interview given at Hotel Mata in Washington on 28th October, Madam Kama called for total liberation of India from British control. Such calls of freedom and uncensored view of British rule to the international community was a far cry from the patient demands and respectful petitions still being made by the Indian National Congress back home. The narrative of the discourse on Indian independence had suddenly been changed. In 1909, following Madan Lal Dhingra's assassination of William Hutt Wiley, an aide to the Secretary of State for India, Scotland Yard arrested several key activists in Great Britain. The British government requested Kama's extradition from Paris, but the French government refused to cooperate. In return, the British government seized Kama's inheritance. However, Madam Kama refused to relent and fearlessly continued her resistance. When V.D. Savarkar's book First War of Indian Independence was outlawed by the English government, it was Kama who was responsible for getting the book smuggled into India and translating it into French as well. The book, camouflaged in wrappers of other classic of the time, was ultimately published in the Netherlands in 1909. It eventually became a Bible for Indian revolutionaries. Influenced by Christabel Pankhurst and the suffragette movement, Bikaji Kama was vehement in her support for gender equality. Speaking in Egypt in 1910, she asked, I see here the representatives of only half the population of Egypt. May I ask where is the other half? Sons of Egypt, where are the daughters of Egypt? Where are your mothers and sisters, your wives and daughters? Kama's stance with respect to the vote for women was secondary only to her position on Indian independence. Kama said, work for India's freedom and independence. When India is independent, women will not only have the right to vote but all other rights. A woman who was not just keen to express what she believed in but was willing to show up to inside charge, Kama formulated Savarkar's escape plan when he was arrested in London. During his trial, she also started a movement in France demanding his release. Her courage didn't wane even after Savarkar was sentenced to life imprisonment. She continued her efforts to liberate her nation despite British opposition. She even smuggled weapons to India with the help of revolutionaries in suitcases with false bottoms, proving indeed to be the radical revolutionary she was said to be. With the outbreak of World War I in 1914, France and Britain became allies, and all the members of Paris Indian Society except Kama and Singh Revabai Rana left the country. She and Rana were briefly arrested in 1914 when they tried to agitate the Punjab regiment troops that had just arrived in Marseilles on their way to the front. They were required to leave Marseilles, and then Kama had to move to Rana's wife's house. In January 1915, the French government deported Rana and his whole family to the Caribbean island, and Kama was sent to Waikiki where she was interned. She was in bad health and was released in November 1917 and was permitted to return to Bordeaux, provided that she report weekly to the local police. Following the war, Kama returned to her home in Paris. She remained in exile in Europe till 1935. She was gravely ill and paralyzed by a stroke that she had suffered earlier that year. She petitioned the British government through Sir Kowasji Jahangir to be allowed to return home. Writing from Paris on 24th June 1935, she accepted the requirement that she renounce seditionist activities. Accompanied by Jahangir, she arrived to Bombay in November 1935. She passed away just 9 months later, aged 74, at Parsi General Hospital on 13th August 1936. She donated most of her assets to Eva Bai Petite Orphanage for Girls. Several Indian cities have streets and places named after this Bikaji Kama. On 26th January 1962, on India's 11th Republic Day, the Indian Posts and Telegraphs Department issued a commemorative stamp in her honor. She was an extraordinary freedom fighter who strived for Indian freedom in the early 20th century and gave her heart and soul for India even in foreign soil. I am extremely happy and thankful to Disha Bharat for giving me this opportunity to learn and share about her to everyone. Vande Mataram.
Vande Mataram, Mansa. That was a wonderful presentation and quite inspiring. Thank you, Mansa, for the untold story of the indomitable Madam Bikaji Kama. Moving further, our second speaker for this morning is Darshini BS from Dwarka Das Govardhan Das Vaishnav College, Chennai, pursuing her BSc Physics, who is going to inspire us with the slogan "Do or Die" from the Quit India movement. Over to you, Vaishnavi. Sorry, Darshini.
Hello everybody, let me introduce myself first. My name is Darshini. I am studying in Dwarakadas Govardhan Das Vaishnav College, which is in Arambakam, Chennai. Right now, I am in my second year of UG Physics. First of all, before I would start, I would like to thank Dikshan Bharat for giving me this wonderful opportunity to speak about the aftermath effects of the slogan "Do or Die." So, let's see what were the impact on the British government due to the slogan "Do or Die." On August 8, 1942, Mahatma Gandhi, a father of our nation, gave an iconic speech in Gwalior Tank Maidan, now known as August Kranti Maidan in Mumbai, which was the base for a major civil disobedience movement known as Quit India Movement. It is also known as August Movement. This movement was launched as a response to the failure of the Cripps mission, which didn't provide any concrete assurances for India's independence after the Great World War II. The slogan "Do or Die" symbolized the urgency and determination of the movement, urging people to commit themselves fully to the cause. Gandhi, through his speech, called for immediate independence from British rule and urged Indians to launch a final struggle to achieve it. He emphasized that they should be willing to face any consequences, even death, in their non-violent fight for freedom. Now, I like to present Gandhiji's speech about "Do or Die" in his iconic speech. Every one of you from this moment onwards is a free man or woman, free to act as you like. There is no authority here to compel you to do anything which you don't like to do. I merely want to show you the way to your bright future. I want you to do as I ask you. The present British government is a bad government. They are deceiving you and taking you to your own doom. Therefore, you should not cooperate with them. I ask you to do or die. We shall either free India or die in the attempt. We shall not live to see our perpetuation of our slavery. Every true congressman and woman will join the fight with the heart and soul. You can fight non-violently to cripple this movement. You are not cowards. You are not impotent. You can refuse to serve them. You are free to starve. If you fast, the government servant will refuse to serve you. I want you to fight against the government, not with arms, but through non-violence. The "Do or Die" slogan became a cry for Quit India movement and inspired millions of Indians to join the struggle for independence with unwavering determination and courage. It reflected Gandhiji's commitment to non-violent resistance and his belief in the power of masses to bring about transformative changes. It brought a great impact on British government. It posed a significant challenge to British colonial rule in India. The British government responded with a heavy and approach arresting prominent leaders and using forces to suppress the movement. The movement disrupted the administration and showcased the strength of the people, the strength of popular resistance. "Do or Die" slogan led to a large-scale civil disobedience across the country, with people participating in strikes, protests, and acts of non-cooperation. Women as a force played a crucial role which changed the course of the movement. The movement encouraged many women to come out of the thresholds of their homes and raise their voice against the British rule. When most of the men's freedom fighters were in prison, the women came forward and took charge of the struggle. The British authorities responded with brutal crackdowns, including arrests, lathi charges, and even firing on innocent peoples. The slogan "Do or Die" marked the turning point in India's struggle for independence, inspiring sense of self-reliance and confidence in Indian people. Through this movement was suppressed by British government, it led a shift in public opinion both in India and internationally in favor of India's independence. The do or die spirit remained alive even after the movement ended. It motivated subsequent generations in their fight for freedom and justice. The slogan "Do or Die" planted a great seed in the hearts of many Indians. It ignited participation in civil disobedience. It united people to fight against common goal, regardless of caste and religion. The slogan embodied the unwavering determination of the people as well as the country and its resolve to achieve independence regardless of the sacrifice required. The slogan "Do or Die" in Quit India movement acted as a powerful catalyst preparing the nation towards the final post for independence. Ultimately, the British government realized that India was ungovernable in the long run, and the question for the post-war era became how to exit gracefully and peacefully. In the end, the movement ended in 1945 with the release of jailed freedom fighters and freedom for our country. So, I once again thank Disha Bharat for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Darshini. Darshini joined us from Chennai, who likes public speaking and has made many presentations during the seminars in college. She has also acted as a volunteer in the fourth state plasma exhibition conducted by the IPR. Thank you, Darshini, for joining us. This evening, we have our speaker, Srimati Shefali Vaidya, who is an author and a columnist, speaking to us about the role of temples and traditions in national integrity. So please do join us for the lecture series at 7 p.m. this evening. And on the occasion of student programs, we were conducting student programs in the morning at 7 a.m., which continues tomorrow as well. So please join us at 7. And coming up next is also the state level essay competition. The topic being Bharat in Amritkal, role of the youth. Amrita Kaladali Bharata, Yuva Janateya Patra. So please do participate in large numbers and also enjoy the cash prizes that are available. The entry should reach us before 25th of August. And our Savarajya Ratha tomorrow will be in Kalburgi and traveling towards Bidar. So with this, we come to the end of today's student program. Thank you all for joining us. And we look forward to see you all at 7 p.m. this evening as well. So I, Neeta Pavan, from behalf of Disha Bharat, here's wishing you a fabulous day ahead and see you soon. Thank you so much. Namaskar and Vande Mataram.